Guys, I don't think Tom Aspinall is getting the or is getting the respect he deserves. Now, why do I say this? I've been seeing not a lot, but I've been seeing some claims and some critiques over his wins in the UFC. And I've been seeing people disregard his like the value of his wins. And I've just been seeing people refer to the most of the guys he's beat as just bums. And the Tom Aspinall disrespect that I've been seeing recently, I can't take it anymore. I gotta speak up. But there's first something I want to get through too. What I'll see a lot is I see so many people talk about how this guy has like 3 losses. First off, when he's arguing for the Jones fight, and people argue him to beat Jones, I'll see so many times this guy got you got Curtis Blades, or this guy's like 3 losses. Jones would never lose 3 times. Jones, and then I'll see the same people will say Jones is undefeated. If we're valuing those the same way, let's say, okay, if people believe Jones is undefeated because his only loss is a DQ against Mark Hamill, Tom Aspinall, if we're going by the same logic of what would be really considered a loss, Tom Aspinall would only have like 1 loss then. Because if John Jones got injured and blew his knee out against Daniel Cormier, people aren't going to argue that, oh, well, he got beat by Daniel Cormier in 1 round. They're going to be like, no, John Jones, that win doesn't count for Daniel Cormier because John Jones blew his knee out. He only has 1 legitimate loss against Stuart Austin. Now, I don't know who the fuck Stuart Austin is. And you know what? I'll admit it. John Jones probably would not lose to Stuart Austin. Or maybe he would. Maybe Stuart Austin's just like the heel hook goat that nobody knows about. But he only has like 1 legit loss then. Because he also has a loss via DQ for illegal elbows. So really, the argument for that isn't very valid. He got caught in a heel hook 1 time. I doubt Jones would go diving for heel hooks. Doesn't seem like the type of thing he's going for. Or he does. The second thing that I see a lot is just people shitting on his wins so much. Let's run through it really quick. So, let's tally this up. He has a win over Blades, Pavlovich, Tybura, Volkov, Spivak, Arlovsky. I'm not valuing Badeau or Collier. I'm not valuing those two. Also, fun fact, this people are gonna see this and say, "Oh, well, he got went over injury. That one doesn't count." He checked the guy's kick, and his shin snapped when he checked the kick. So I value Uriah Hall's win over Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva because and Weidman's win over Silva the second time. Because I mean, if you're throwing a kick and somebody checks it and your leg breaks on it, they broke your leg by checking your kick. They outskilled you. They outskilled you for 1 moment, and in MMA, 1 moment's all it takes. 1 mistake's all it takes. But I digress. Let's look at this. So, I want you to notice something. This is Volkov, Pavlovich, and Blades. His last 3 wins, or his last three of his last 4 wins. Do you notice that? They're all top 5. But people will just discredit him for it. Like, I don't get it. Who would Tom Aspinall? And you know what? I see so many people saying, "Well, dude, Gon's a fucking savant on the feet. I think Gon would beat him. I think Gon could take him out. I mean, if Tom fought Gon and he beat Gon, people would say, well, Gon's overrated anyways. Like, brother, are you fucking with me? I don't get how people just devalue his wins automatically. And you know what else? Sergey Spivak and Marcin Tabora knocked both of them out in a round. And people are acting like because like people are acting like, oh, well, he's sleeping bums. Okay, dude, name me one time Jones has knocked out anybody in one round, like flatlined them in a round. Nobody, bro. And you know what? If these guys are bums, then who fucking cares? At least he's beating them like they are bums. Okay, he's sparking people out in a round. And you know what it is? You know how fucking good his heavyweight resume is starting to look right now, for the time being. Like his children are starting to fight each other. You see that? His win over Volkov, his win over Pavlovich aged worse to increase the value of his Volkov win. And his win over Tabora aged worse to increase the value of his Spivak win. Ain't that fucking crazy? Ain't that fucking insane? Isn't it? This guy is losing. This guy, I'm sorry. I just got texted about someone losing 9 pounds in one practice. But congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Are you like dog? His wins are aging against you. And let's look at the Arlovsky. Here's the thing. Arlovsky is not a great win. However, at the time he got it, for where he was at his career and where Arlovsky was, it wasn't a bad win. It was a pretty good win. He This is it right here. He goes, he's on a 2-fight win streak. He loses to Aspinall, and then he goes on a 4-fight win streak. This was Tom Aspinall's third fight in the UFC. Fun fact: they were both coming off 2 fights, two wins in a row. So they did Arlovsky versus Aspinall. Like, dude, people just devalue his wins so much. And I'll see people say that his only win over a champion in the UFC is Andre Arlovsky. Do you want to know something really fucking funny? Tom Aspinall is too big to move down to light heavyweight. Okay, so he's stuck at heavyweight. He can only fight at heavyweight. He can only defend against heavyweights, or he can only defend his belt at heavyweight. He can't move up. He can't move down. He may be able to defend against the light heavyweight. He may be able to fight like Pereira or something, but probably not, because they're probably not going to do that fight ever. Let me show you something. These are the two heavyweight champions that are still currently in the UFC. If you want to count Gane, then you can count Gane. Gane has openly admitted to, there's a literal interview. There is a literal interview. Hold on. I think it was in Hold on. Let's go to YouTube. Stop. Don't look at that. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That was an active. Before that, they asked, "Would you be willing to fight Tom Aspinall?" Avoided Aspinall. So that's one heavyweight champion who avoided Tom Aspinall. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that's just not true. I don't know where I saw that. Hmm. What the flip? Huh. I can't find it. Well, I'm not gonna try and find it. I probably could find it, but there was an interview where Stipe literally said, "I'm not interested in fighting Aspinall." He, I don't think he was ducking Aspinall because he said, "Well, I don't give a shit about the belt. I'm here to fight Jones." So I'm like, okay, that's respectable. We all know Jones has actively ducked Aspinall. He's been on Twitter active about the entire time. So people try to devalue his uh that Stipe thing. Okay, I'm not gonna be like Stipe ducked him. I'll retract the Stipe. Stipe might be willing to fight him. Okay, Stipe might be willing to fight him. But the only other one, the undisputed heavyweight champion that would give him the most recognition and the most respect, is the only one who doesn't want to fight him. And the only other heavyweight champion is probably going to retire after his fight with the undisputed. So what is he supposed to do? Gane openly ducked him, is now calling for a fight after openly ducking him, but still admitted to avoiding him after uh, Aspinall slept Tabora in a round. And fucking Jones is just actively avoiding him for a fight with Stipe, talking about, oh, respect the fucking legends of the sport or some bullshit like that. I couldn't give less of a shit. Like, what do people want him to do to get a win that matters? I mean, he beat Sergey Pavlovich, who was on a 6-fight first round KO streak. Sergey was never that good, anyways. He beat Volkov, who is now on a 4-fight win streak after losing to him. Volkov's just not that good, anyways. He beat Blades, who people really wanted to try and convince everyone that was just better than Aspinall and that it wasn't a fluke and that he'd be in the second time. A lot of people try to convince themselves of it. And he beat Blades. Blades isn't that good anyways. Spivak isn't that good, and Tabor isn't that good. I'll admit they're not that good, but they're still top 10 heavyweights in the world, so they do, have some weight behind them. But the best wins that he could possibly get in the division that would look the best on his resume are the only ones who aren't willing to fight him. They're the only ones who don't want to fight them and who has actively avoided him. So he can't do much with his. I mean, who else can he really fight? His only other option is Jailton Almeida, and Jailton Almeida's a quitter. Let's just admit it. He's a quitter. I hope Aspinall fucking uppercuts him in the middle of his. I hope Aspinall fucking. I hope Aspinall guillotines him. I hope Aspinall guillotines Almeida. But I mean, besides Almeida, who else? What fucking Jairzinho Rosenstrike? Derek Lewis? Do you guys want him to fight fucking Marcos Rogerio de Lima? I mean, like, who else? Unironically, he could beat Rosenstrike and Almeida too. He could be his next three wins could be Gane, Almeida, Rosenstrike. All of his current wins could still be top 15. People still would be like he's shit. People would still call him shit and say he's a fake champ or some bullshit and devalue his wins. I don't get it. Why will people just devalue his wins for no reason? And then they'll claim that he hasn't beat anyone, but the three guys who would look the best and that people would give him the most respect for don't want to fight him. Gane openly avoided him. Jones openly avoided him. Stipe, I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't think he wants to fight him, but it's kind of more understandable because he's 40 and it wouldn't be as valuable as like the Stipe that Francis beat. I know I probably just talked about that, but it doesn't matter. But regardless, like I don't understand like what does Aspinall have to do for people to what does Aspinall have to do for people to finally recognize that he is great and he is the true heavyweight champ? I mean, dude, he's already defended the belt before Cyril Gane, before fucking John Jones. I almost said Cyril Gane, but he defended the belt before John Jones. Like, bro, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it was just kind of a rant. People are delusional. They're gonna shit on Aspinall all they want, but my goat, my legend, he's got this in real motherfuckers know what's up. Real fellas know that Aspinall, he's the man. But that's about it. See ya.